Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you a list of fragrances that fully embody the holidays. And I'm not just specifically talking about Christmas, by the way. I'm talking the holiday season in general. So if you really want to be feeling those vibes, get into the holiday cheer, here's a collection that delivers. So the first one I wanted to talk about is Zaharoff Starlight. This is literally the holidays in a bottle. It's all the warm, toasty, spiced vibes. I smell this and I think of like a thin, crispy, almond spiced cinnamon cookie, but not overly so. It's like bordering gourmand. Gives you a little bit of that element, but this is not overly sweet by any means because it's really playing up on like the whole spiced, warm vibe. By the way, you could layer this with like practically any gourmand of your choice and bada bing bada boom, you got yourself a holiday scent. This is a scent that I would particularly recommend for those of you who are cardamom lovers. Like you love that fresh, spicy note. So it starts out with this whole fresh, spicy, citrusy opening. Cardamom to me has a little bit of a citrusy undertone to it, and then that's just kind of amplified by the bergamot note. So you're getting that fresh citrusy tone in the opening, and as this dries down, it really heads into the warm direction while still retaining those overall fresh, bright qualities. But then cinnamon and clove are introduced, which are of course very warm spices and really embody the whole holiday season. We have a dry toasted almond note, and then it's resting on a really nice warm amber. And I will say the bottle looks quite festive as well. Almost looks like an ornament, you could say. This is perfectly unisex, and as usual from Zaharoff, we have stellar performance, strong projection, lasts all day on me. This next one I'm pulling from my boyfriend's collection to share with you, MFK Grand Soir. If you want to smell just very refined, very posh, high class, and very sexy during the season, this is one that'll do the job. This is unisex leaning masculine and one of the best amber centric fragrances I have ever smelled. It's not a complex composition. We don't have this big list of notes, but the way this is blended, it is so smooth. I love how the amber is done in here because it has such a comforting, powdery, smooth quality to it. Sometimes amber in fragrances comes off quite harsh to me, just aggressive. And I'm like, what got your panties in a twist? There's no need for that. It's a very easy to like amber, and there's also benzoin, resinous note that comes across softer, has a natural bit of sweetness to it, and the way this pairs with the vanilla and tonka bean is just gorgeous, provides that comforting bit of sweetness, not ever going too sweet, but it makes people want to draw in closer. And there's just a hint of a aromatic lavender in the mix. This smells like the man who was always best dressed. Very classy, sophisticated, intelligent. Lasts all day with a strong projection. Then we have the new Ledda 18 Vanilla Nera. This is a beautiful spiced vanilla. And I think honestly, if you love that category, you're gonna love this because this isn't spicy in a challenging or overwhelming way, but overall gives you that holiday vibe. It's not a boring vanilla, like it has that bit of edge. And again, this is one that's on the border of gourmand, not fully there. This is blended in a way where everything just comes together smoothly. It doesn't feel like certain notes are completely overtaking others, except for like, of course, the vanilla being the dominant note. It uses this kind of baking vanilla, but still comes across as airy. It's warm, resinous. The spicy notes in here come across as quite smooth. I definitely get the ginger, cardamom, and pink pepper, but overall there's a softness to this scent. And when I say soft spices, I don't mean there's just a hint of spice. I more so mean the spices have this soft, rounded character. The olibanum or frankincense in here is beautiful, gives it a very polished, refined vibe. And there's a whipped musk note, which I think just adds to the overall textural character of this scent, making it still approachable. And I think this is quite unisex as well. I get about 5 hours out of this with an intimate projection. For the gourmand lovers, Narcotica Dulce Diablo. This is my second favorite chocolate fragrance. Number one spot, of course, going to Gourmand Coquine. But hello, this is up there. This is so rich and decadent. Like, I smell this and I'm in heaven. I feel like I'm smelling like the most expensive chocolate, like cascading down from this luxury fountain. Simply put, this is boozy chocolate, apricot, and vanilla. This is very gourmand. I will throw that out there. But it's notes like rum, cognac, sandalwood that still give it that elevated feel and still makes it smell like a fragrance. It has this sweet dessert-like tone to it, but it also has this beautiful depth. The rum and the cognac are very smooth. If you're not into like a full alcoholic moment, it's not doing that, but adds a refined tone to this overall decadent gourmand. The apricot in here is thick, okay? It is so good. Comes off like a syrup almost. I get just a little bit of that honey note, so it's not overpowering the scent, but adds this overall warm, smooth texture. And then we have a nice vanilla and tonka also sweetening it up. Performance is amazing on this. Lasts all day. Strong projection. Maisa Tobacco Elixir. If you love fragrances in the family of Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille, you will love this. I love this more. And if Tobacco Vanille wasn't quite there for you, but you like the profile overall, try this. This to me smells like you are going luxury holiday shopping. You're wearing your like oversized trench coat, a scarf, walking down the lit up festive streets. You hear Christmas carols. You're getting these smells in the air, like wafts of the bakery nearby, like they're making the whole festive spiced cookies and breads. Even out of this list, this is one of the top fragrances that gives me holiday vibes. Prominent notes of holiday spices: candy ginger, cinnamon, and clove. I mean, come on. There's elemi and like a balsam accord also giving you that overall vibe, making it very warm in addition to a nice rich vanilla that also sweetens it up. We have a toasty amberwood in the base, and although tobacco, even though it's in the name, is not listed in the actual note breakdown, I absolutely get this kind of like sticky tobacco note. Perfectly unisex, and I will note that like everyone that I've shown this to in my life loves it. And this is actually one of Eric's most reached for fragrances when it comes to this season. And I get all day wear with a strong projection. Another one from Maisa, this was recently gifted to me. This is Holy Oud. This is giving old money. And this is also got to be the strongest fragrance in the bunch, I feel. Like, this is one to whip out for cold days. I will spray this once in a room, and this will be the scent of that room for the whole day. Another perfectly unisex scent, we have saffron, oud, and amber in here. All notes that are known to last a very long time, very powerful. The oud in here gives it an incredibly deep, rich tone, nothing animalic, skanky. What really draws me into this scent is the combo of saffron and particularly caramel. The way the caramel is done in here, it adds this like gooey, addictive sweetness. It's a very exotic scent, definitely has a Middle Eastern vibe to it. And it's not listed, but I do pick up on a luscious rose note. If you like fragrances like Lancome's Oud Bouquet, this is gonna remind you of it, but I like this so much more. And I do have a discount code for Maisa fragrances. If you go to the Fifth Scent website, I'll link it down below, I have a 30% off discount code, Anna 30, if you're interested in any of them. Next up, EBK Ruby and Vanilla Intense. This is your glam kind of scent. This was inspired, I believe, by a night at the opera, and it's very much so giving like red carpet vibes as well. within this season. A very powerful, luxurious, ambery vanilla, but what differentiates this from other ambery vanillas is this beautiful, juicy, bright mandarin note. This has a really nice, rich patchouli, giving it an earthy vibe, but not overly so. Like, it's not giving dirt. It's very well blended. It's woody, has a bit of a dry almond note as well, and a velvety note, which I always like to say gives a fragrance a textural quality rather than the actual smell of velvet. If you can smell velvet, you're a wizard. You're better than me. Because no way in hell if I close my eyes and you hold up a cloth of velvet over here and be like, tell me, what is that giving you? Ma'am, I'm not going to differentiate that between a strip of satin, let alone smell anything. But scents often, to my nose, have a texture to them, whether that be harsh, screechy, sharp, velvety, silky, smooth, syrupy, etc. So it does have a velvety, refined texture, if you could imagine that. Great performance, lasts all day, strong projection, unisex, and just to like cover my bases, the remaining fragrances that I will review are also perfectly unisex. I just want to mention that because I often get questions like how certain fragrances are leaning. Une Nuit Nomade Sugar Leather. Dark, edgy, gourmand. That's not too gourmand. And there's only 5 notes listed in here, but it smells more complex than just that list. I feel like I'm also getting a boozy vibe, like a woodiness underneath. This is dark, warm, ambery leather, caramel, and cinnamon. But this is a very agreeable leather. It's not giving car leather, something like that. I get more of a suede-like feel, but it really brings in character and like a nice depth to the scent. The cinnamon, of course, is, I mean, we all know cinnamon. It's giving that warm spice, and a rich caramel that's also introducing the whole gourmand vibe. This is very bold, makes a statement, smells like a going out kind of fragrance. Wear this to any parties you got coming up, you know? Confident, sexy. It's a good one. Frassai Teisenddu is perfectly mixing the smell of the outdoors on a juniper-filled mountain and the spiced holiday bread and pastries. For any of you who like to go up to the mountains for your snow sports during this time of year, bring this along because it's giving that, but staying in a really nice log cabin, and you can smell the wafts of brown sugar, nutmeg spiced bread just filling the whole cabin. A bit of a leather note, like some nice leather lounge chairs, dried bitter orange specifically in the opening, and then just a hint of rum. Mind Games Double Attack, absolutely my favorite from the brand, and this is equally cozy as well as a fragrance I would choose for going out. It's edgy and cool, but also has a gourmand vibe. It's not listed in the note breakdown, but it's on the bottle. Definitely get saffron in the opening. It doesn't stick around, but it's giving it that airy sweetness and a dried orange note that also doesn't stick around for too long. We have other spices of cinnamon, pink pepper. As it dries down, it gets warmer, more toasty. We get those gourmand notes of dark chocolate and vanilla, but it doesn't feel like thick, overly sweet, syrupy, anything like that. It feels really nicely balanced. And then we have a nice toasty sandalwood. I feel like this is such a perfect scent that gives like by the fireplace vibes. I pick up on this roasted, slightly smoked feel. So that wraps up my list. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so much. I hope you guys are having a great day and hope to see you in my next video. Bye!